Natural Resources Director for the Aroostook Micmacs, and I wear multiple hats, but one of them here is overseeing the farm, Micmac Farms and Fish Hatchery, where we raise brook trout. We're holding the Pollinator Camp this week for the youth, which is really important to us. It's important because we're trying to foster in them the importance of pollinators in their food production, and we have a small 4-acre farm here where we grow a variety of produce for the tribal community, in the local community as well. And statistics have shown that our tribal members suffer from a lot of health effects, chronic health impacts from ranging from obesity to diabetes, things that can really be helped with eating healthier foods. And so that's the goal here. We're looking for food sovereignty, where we can feed our community, that they can have food access, food security. And so pollinators are a huge part of that, and so that's an important message that we're trying to get to our kids.
And how did you partner out with your program?
How are we so lucky? Really, Hannah from the Xerces Society has been a wealth of information to the kids and able to answer our questions and really guide us on the biology of the pollinators, but also the importance of them to food production and medicines too. We use a lot of wildflowers for medicine, and so that's critical. That's important to us as well.
Yeah. Well, I'm really grateful that you contacted me about doing this too, because like you said, it's super important to get kids involved with pollinator awareness, especially with their food and just the importance of the world around them. Like, so much of our plants depend on pollinators for survival, and we wouldn't have the lovely plants that we have now without our native pollinators. So yeah, I just thank you for letting me be a part of this too.
Win-win. We're so glad to have you.
The bees that we're making hotels for today are mason bees, and they don't sting. They're friendly bees. They can crawl all over you. And
so if you whack it?
Well, if you whack it, they're not going to be alive anymore. We're all going to make one of these. The queen bee will go in these holes, and she'll lay a bed of pollen, which is the yellow stuff that comes off the flower, especially lilies. When you touch them, the yellow pollen stays on you. And then she'll lay all of the female eggs right in the pollen. And then they either use mud or they chew up plant parts, and they'll seal that off. And then they'll lay some male eggs, and they'll seal that off. And the eggs hatch after a few days, and they form larvae, which are little grubs, and they feed off of that pollen. And then when the pollen is all gone, they spin a cocoon like a butterfly, and they pupate. Some varieties of mason bees take 2 years to mature, some just 1 year. And there hasn't been a lot of research done with mason bees, but they believe that mason bees have to have a dormant period with cold. So 20 degrees or colder. So that's why they do really well up here, because in our winters it's a lot colder than 20 degrees. So in the spring they hatch out. The males hatch out first because those eggs are closest to the front. They hang right around the front of the nest, and sometimes they actually help the female bees emerge. They mate, the males fly off and die, and the females start that cycle all over again, laying eggs in little holes. You don't have to have bamboo. You can have, I've seen some people use cocoa puckers. I've seen them drilled into 2x4s or blocks of wood, and they just use those little holes and fill them up. We're using bamboo this morning. Stuff I have in my nursery, and they're 8-foot pieces. We just cut them, we'll put them in here, glue them in, put the wire through, then you can take it home and hang it on something. You can paint the can if you want, but it doesn't have to be painted. It'll just rust a little bit, and it'll be fine. Hey, I'm Randy Martin. I'm the director of the Central Aroostook Soil and Water Conservation District, plus a professor at UMPI. I run the district's research farm. We have several different research projects going on, some involving bees, some compost, cover crops, wildlife habitat. I've been a beekeeper for 50 plus years on 3 different continents. I work with African bees and South American bees, and I'm glad to be here at this event. It's a different type of event. It's a pollinator event, which is good. It's time that we get the young people interested in preserving our pollinators and understanding our pollinators, because they hear bees now and most people want to spray and kill them because they're going to get stung. So without bees, 2 years, there would be no food in the world. And that sounds really extreme, but a lot of the food we eat is pollinated by something. And if we don't have our pollinators, we're going to be hungry. So it's an awareness campaign for the district to make people aware of pollinators and our food supply, and preserving our pollinators by planting habitat for them and providing even nest boxes for mason bees, because it's not just honeybees but mason bees, and making growers, potato growers, farmers aware of the chemicals that they're using and the effect that those chemicals have on our pollinators. Very deadly chemicals. So it's all educational, and it's something that I have a passion about. So that's what I'm doing.
Thank you.
If we didn't have pollinators, we wouldn't be able to make a good pizza. Garlic on your pizza? Yeah. All right. Artichokes. You don't like artichokes? Okay. Jalapenos. None of those. What about olives? Like olives? Okay, good. No olives. Green. All right. Green chilies. Whoa, that was a big response. Pineapple? See, you're picky. You're picky on your food. Let's see. All right. You need bell peppers. Any of those? Okay, great. You want cheese on your pizza? Of course. You want cheese. What about mushrooms? No mushrooms. What about onions? Onions. Oh my gosh. You wouldn't have anything on your pizza, right? Okay, you want Canadian bacon. No?
What is that?
Canadian bacon.
It tastes like bologna.
Yeah. Do you want sausage? Sausage. What about just regular bacon?
Yeah.
No bacon. Chicken? Chicken on your pizza? Okay. Do you want pizza sauce? Of course, you gotta have pizza sauce.
My neighbor does it.
Pepperoni? Okay.
Yeah.
Ground beef? No beef? Okay. You want a pizza crust, right? I'm assuming. Okay, great. All right, so we'll go through each of these. You think it has to have a pollinator. Do you know what pollination or pollinators do?
Yes.
Yeah? Can somebody tell me what they do?
They pollinate the flowers.
Yeah, so what that means is that when a bee or a butterfly or another pollinator, they'll go to one flower, they'll pick up and cover themselves in pollen, and then they'll go to another flower of the same type of plant and move that pollen onto that other flower, and that's what causes our food to grow. What do we have for our pizza? We have a crust, we have pineapple, and we have 3 types of meat. But guess what? There's no tomato sauce or cheese or anything. They might look really pretty. They might have beautiful flowers. They might smell really good, but they're not actually giving the bees and butterflies and ants and other pollinators the actual food that they need. So that's why we're planting native plants. And there's like thousands of native plants that we can choose from too. I'm going to show you what our native seeds look like. You kind of saw some all mixed together, but they're really hard to tell apart. So Denise was really nice, and she gave us some of these really cool packets. And I'm going to pass these around. Don't tear off these little pods. But you can look at what each type of plant looks like when it's just a baby, when it's just a seed. So these are really cool. There's things like, you guys know what milkweed looks like? No? Well, maybe we can go and find some out there. But that's what monarch butterflies need to lay their caterpillar eggs on. That's the only type of food monarch caterpillars can eat. There's things like lupine. You guys see that on the sides of the roads here? They're really pretty purple flowers.
We pronounce it
Lupin? Okay, lupin. Lupin. Let's see. Yeah, there's lots of pretty ones. So be really careful. We just want to save these so other people can use these too, but you can kind of pass them around. There's another one. Yeah, we can pass this around so everybody can see the different seeds, okay?
So look at it passed around. I'm going to give it to
So are they each going to do one little pod?
Yeah, not the ones that were like really stains on the ones with sand. See them, but the ones with the sand.
On the back of it has a garden design, which is also a rain garden.
Cool, yeah, and on the back of some of those sheets, there's how you can plant a garden. If you had all of those seeds and all those plants, it's a good way to plant a nice rain garden or sun garden.
Yeah, because it already gets water directed to it from another source, usually your roof and your gutters. Extra water that might cause erosion problems elsewhere, you can make a beneficial use and put it to something with a good purpose, right?
Yeah. Sometimes when it rains a lot and we don't have plants to catch all the rain, it'll just run off into our rivers and make a big mess and make everything all muddy. And that really hurts fish and other wildlife. So it's good to have plants that like water, that can suck up a lot of the water after it rains.